Picture this. You're in your living room, the kids are playing on the floor, the TV's humming in the background, and your Rottweiler, this massive black and tan muscle machine, suddenly freezes, stares at the front door, and starts that slow, deep growl you feel in your chest. In that instant, every cell in your body is screaming the same question. Is this the most loyal family guardian you could ever hope for? Or a ticking time bomb you invited into your home? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you might see Rottweilers in a way that shocks you. Now, let's get something out of the way. The Rottweiler has one of the most polarizing reputations in the dog world. You either hear glowing stories about their loyalty, intelligence, and gentle nature with children, or you hear about terrifying incidents that make the evening news. So which is it? A devoted nanny dog in a bodybuilder's suit, or an unpredictable danger? Let me take you inside the mind of the Rottweiler. And no, it's not just a swirling loop of food, play, protect, food, although that's in there too. This is a breed with instincts going back to the Roman Empire, where their ancestors drove cattle, guarded camps, and made their own decisions in chaotic, high-pressure situations. Those genetics? They didn't just vanish, they're alive and kicking in your Rottie today, and that's where things get interesting. You see, people think loyalty means blind obedience. It doesn't. With a Rottweiler, loyalty means I've got your back, but I'll also decide how. That's why training and socialization are non-negotiable. Because without them, that loyalty can turn into overprotectiveness. Like when your Rottie decides grandma's hug is suspicious behavior and steps in to stop it. Now, let me be clear. Rottweilers can be absolutely amazing with kids. In fact, a well-trained Rottie often becomes a furry, four-legged babysitter, shadowing your children like a gentle bodyguard. I've seen Rotties let toddlers climb over them like jungle gyms, patiently enduring tiny hands tugging on ears and tails. But here's the flip side. If your Rottweiler hasn't been socialized with children, loud squeals and erratic movements can set off their protective instincts. And that's not bad dog behavior, that's programming without the right updates. Here's a quick litmus test. If you're getting a Rottweiler thinking, I want a dog who will know right away who's good or bad, stop. You're not ready. Dogs, yes, even Rottweilers, don't come with a built-in moral compass. They come with instincts, and those instincts need shaping. Later, I'm going to share a real-life story about a Rottweiler who went from being labeled too dangerous for children to becoming the most trusted member of the household, because the owners made one simple change. But before that, let's bust a myth that's been haunting this breed for decades. Rottweilers are naturally aggressive. Nope, they're naturally assertive. And there's a difference. Aggression is fear-based or defensive. Assertiveness is confidence. And the Rottie is confident enough to believe it can handle whatever comes through your door. Whether it's a burglar, the UPS guy, or a pizza delivery at midnight. Which, by the way, leads to one of the funniest Rottweiler quirks. Some will guard your home with fierce determination until the pizza guy drops the box and suddenly they're your dog's new best friend. Here's where families can go wrong. They assume gentle giant means low maintenance. Wrong. A Rottweiler's mind is always working. If you don't give them a job, they'll find one, and you might not like the job they pick. Jobs they choose for themselves. Rearranging the living room furniture by pushing the couch across the floor. Patrolling the perimeter at 3 a.m. with barking. Or yard excavation projects, also known as digging a hole big enough to hide a smart car. I once knew a family, let's call them the Harrisons, who got a Rottweiler pup for protection. They loved him, played with him, fed him well, but skipped structured training. At 18 months, this 110-pound adolescent decided that he was the head of the household. It started small, blocking the kids from roughhousing, growling at strangers on walks. Then one day, he tried to correct the family's visiting cousin for hugging the kids. No one got hurt, but it was a wake-up call. The Harrisons brought in a trainer, learned how to set boundaries, and transformed that same dog into a calm, confident, reliable guardian. The difference? Leadership, consistency, and rules. Now, if you're thinking, okay, so they need training? Got it. Not so fast. Because training isn't a set-it-and-forget-it deal. It's a lifestyle. A Rottweiler needs ongoing reinforcement. If you slack, they'll notice. And once they notice, they'll start making their own decisions. And trust me, those decisions can range from sweet and adorable to, oh no, that was a $2,000 sofa. By the way, anyone who tells you a Rottweiler isn't a lap dog, has never owned one. They have no concept of personal space. They will happily sit all 120 pounds of themselves directly on you, looking confused when you can't breathe. If you want a Rottie to be safe for your family, you must socialize them early. Expose them to people, kids, noises, surfaces, and situations before 16 weeks. Set boundaries from day one. No cute puppy behaviors that you wouldn't tolerate in an adult. Give them a job, training, obedience, protection sports, scent work, or even fetching the mail. Meet their exercise needs. Walks, mental puzzles, training games daily. Teach your children how to interact respectfully. No rough play, no teasing, no riding the dog. So, is a Rottweiler really safe for a family? The answer depends entirely on whether you're willing to put in the time, energy, and leadership. Because here's the truth. A well-raised Rottweiler can be a gentle, loving, hilarious, fiercely loyal family member. An undertrained Rottweiler can be a stressed, unpredictable, and potentially dangerous liability. One is the result of commitment. The other is the result of neglect. And when you do it right, that moment when your Rottweiler locks eyes with you at the front door, it's not fear, it's a promise. A promise that nothing and no one will harm your family on their watch. Now that's safe. If you're serious about keeping your Rottweiler happy, balanced, and safe, I've linked my personal recommended tools in the description, things I actually use. The tactical harness, the e-collar, the joint support chews, and the puzzle toy that keeps them busy for hours. Check those out. They've saved me more stress than I can count.